Good morning. Today we are going to learn a new chapter, that is work, energy, and conservation. Today we will learn about work and energy. In daily life, we do many types of mental and physical activities which are referred as a work. For example, students, you are all solving some problem, some physics problems or your engineering problem, right? You are doing some physical activity, you are going from here to your hostels or your home. These are all referred as a work. A person doing work in his office, a labor taking some material from somewhere and he's dropping the material at somewhere, like that we refers. In daily life we are doing lot of activities. All the activities comes under the work, but according to the physics it is somewhat different. So it is somewhat different when a body of mass m is there, some force is acting on the body, some force is acting on the body, then it displaces, right? Then a force displaces a body of mass m, then we can say the work is done in that particular situation. Example, you are lifting some object from the ground to certain height to your shoulder or your onto your head. You are doing some work. Here you are lifting the object by applying some force and it moves certain height. Here you are doing the work against the gravitational acceleration or gravitational pulling force, right? In some cases you are pulling an object. See this, here this person is pulling the object in this particular direction, right? And the object is moving, the person is pulling this force in this direction. In this direction she is pulling, the object is moving in this direction, right? This is called as a work. Some cases in daily life we are lifting the object to certain height, we are doing work against the gravitational pulling force. If you are pulling the object with horizontally or with some angle, for example, you are going to your home with your luggage, a trolley bag is with you, you are pulling your trolley bag. Just you are pulling the trolley bag with a certain angle, your hand position is different and the movement of wheels of your trolley bag is different. So it's the same thing here, the same way. See picture, you are pulling this object, your trolley bag is pulled in this direction and trolley moves in this direction, right? So here you are doing some work against to the frictional force, this is your force and this is the displacement, this is the angle, right? In this case you are doing work against the frictional force. A bull pulls the cart, right? So it is doing some work against the frictional force between the wheels of the cart and the ground. So here any thing is done with the force against to the opposing force and which displaces the body, it is called as a work. So work can be defined as the work is said to be done by a force when it produces motion in the direction of force. In the direction of force or component of force, it is called as a force. It is measured by the product of force and the displacement through which the body moves along the direction. For example, here a body of mass m is here, right? You are applying some external force on this body. The body moves some distance, it covers some distance, s distance, and it comes to rest position. It comes to rest. So then this condition is considered as a work is done in this particular case. So in some positions, some cases, the work is, the displacement is in the straight direction. So force, and this is the displacement. In some situations, applied force will be in some angle, with certain angle. It is making certain angle with the horizontal. This will be the force and this will be the direction. Here the object moving due to the component of the force. This force component, force can be divided into its components. For example, this is the force, applied force, and this is along vertical Fy, and this is along horizontal Fx. This is the theta. The object displacement in this direction. Displacement is in this direction. Yes. And applied force is in this direction. So this is a F cos theta. This one is a F sin theta. If the object is pulled with a certain angle, then the work is, displacement is due to its component. So here work is said to be work equals to force into displacement. Force into displacement. Right? Here what is the force? Force is F dot S. This is a force. Force is a product of, work is a product of force and displacement due to the force in the direction of the force. If the object displacement is due to the component, or the pulling force is due to the component, then F cos theta. Here this is a cos theta, is the angle between the force and displacement. So this can be written as Fs cos theta. So W equals to Fs cos theta. If theta value becomes 0, then cos 0 value is 1. Then if theta equals to 0, then cos 0 equals to 1. Therefore W equals to F dot S. This is the work. Work is defined as the force when it produces a motion in the direction of a force. It is equals to Fs. Force equals to Fs cos theta. If theta, here theta is the angle between the force and displacement. The force is a scalar quantity. Force is a, work is a, here work is a scalar quantity. The units for work is a joule in SI system, and work is a scalar. It's a scalar, and units are joule in the SI system and erg in the CGS system. This is a CGS unit and this is the SI unit. SI unit is joule and CGS unit is a erg. It's a scalar quantity. We studied this in the mechanics as a dot product, example for the dot product, because work is a scalar quantity. Work is a scalar quantity. It is a product of two vectors. Force is a vector and displacement also vector, but work is a scalar. We studied this in the mechanics chapter. Here the dimensional formula for the work equals to F dot S. What is the dimensional formula for the force? Force M L T inverse square. F M into A. M is mass, A equal to L T inverse square, and displacement L. So M L square T inverse square is the dimensional formula of the work. L square M square T square M L square T inverse square is the dimensional formula for the work. Here the work, if the displacement, see this, this is the displacement and the force is here. This is the force and the displacement is in this direction. Angle is a theta. If angle is parallel, see, if theta, you are applying force in this direction, the object also moving in the same direction. This is the displacement and this is the force, then theta will be 0. So W equals to Fs cos theta or F cos theta into S or Fs cos theta. If theta equals to 0, means the force and displacement are both are in the same direction. Force and displacement are both are in the same direction. Then cos theta equals to 0. So cos 0 equals to 1. Therefore, if theta equals to 0, then W will be F into S. So W is a maximum work is done in case of when the force and displacement both are in the same direction. If it is 90 degrees, if theta is equals to 90, what is the value of cos 90? Cos 90 equals to 0. Cos 90 value is 0. So from work equation W equal to Fs, W will be W equals to Fs cos theta. Cos 90 value is 0. Therefore, this total value becomes 0. W will be 0. There is no work if the force and displacement are perpendicular. Force is acting in this direction, up or downward direction, and displacement is in this direction. Then, for example, force is acting in this direction and displacement is in this direction, or force is acting upward direction and displacement is in this direction. So then the work is said to be no work. Right? If theta equals to 180, both are parallel but opposite in direction, then W equals to minus Fs or minus W equals to Fs. This is called as a negative work. This is called as a negative work. If some work is done on the system, then it is called as a negative work. See up here, observe the pictures. The first picture, this one, he is lifting the body of mass m to certain height. This is the displacement, right? He is doing some work against the gravitational force, so work is there, so work equals to Fs. Observe now second one, he is trying to push the wall. So here there is no work because there is no displacement, there is no work. And see this third one, this is the negative work, sorry, the second one is a negative work because wall is not moving. Instead of the person is forced or if the person feels some force by the wall. And in this third case, here the force is in this direction and the object is in this direction, so here no work will be there. If the work is done on the body, then it is said to be negative work. If the work is done by the body, then it is considered as a positive work. If force and displacement are perpendicular to each other, then it is said to be no work done. Here units for work are joule and erg. Joule and erg. One, the amount here, joule can be a joule, 1 joule equals to 10 power 7 erg, or 1 joule equals to 1 Newton into 1 meter. The amount here, 1 joule equals to 1 W equals to F dot S, force Newton meter displacement. If one unit force acting on a body and it displaces unit distance, then work is said to be done 1 joule, right? The amount of work done when force of 1 Newton moves a body through 1 meter distance, then it is called as a 1 joule. 1 joule equals to 10 power 7 ergs, or 1 joule equals to 1 meter into Newton meter. Joule equals to, joule is known as, joule is equals to Newton meter. Newton meter is known as joule. And coming to the erg, 1 erg equals to 10 power minus 7 joules, or erg equals to 9 centimeter. 9 centimeter. 9 centimeter. Here, one dyne of force acting on the body and it displaces the body to 1 centimeter, then work is said to be 1 erg. The amount of work done or work, the work is when a force of 1 dyne moves a body through 1 centimeter distance, then it is called as 1 erg. 1 erg equals to dyne centimeter, or 1 erg is in terms of joules, it is 10 power minus 7 joules. So dimensional formula for the work is ml T inverse m L square T inverse square. This is regarding the work. Work is defined as a product of force and displacement. Force Fs cos theta. So it is a scalar quantity. Units are joule. In Celsius, erg. 1 joule equals to 10 power 7 ergs. Next, power. So everyone uses this word in daily life. He has more power, right? He has more stamina. in your entertainment industry you say that power, that he is having the lot of power, right? And in your daily life the person is having lot of power, and this machine is a powerful machine, this generator is a powerful generator. How you are saying that this one is a powerful, right? So a generator produces electricity of 1000 watts in 10 minutes, and another generator is producing the same amount of electricity in 1 hour. So which one is called as a powerful? The first one called as a powerful. A motor fills a 1000 liter tank. A normal motor pump is started. Two pumps motors are started at one time, and they are connected to the 1000 liter water tanks. Then one is filling the water tank within the 1 hour, another is taking 2 hours. So then automatically which fills the uh, tank in a lesser time is called as a powerful one, right? So power is defined as the rate of doing work or amount of work done per unit time, right? So power equals to work by time. So power equals to work by time. So work can be, work is W equals to Fs. So power equals to Fs by T. So this can be written as force into velocity. In terms of vector notation, it is written as F dot V cos theta, or P equals to F V. The units for the power is a joule per second or watt. In CGS it's a erg per second. As per our syllabus, we don't have this power concept in our syllabus, but it is useful, and you have to understand what is power, what is the energy, what is work. You should be able to differentiate all these. That's why I am covering this topic slightly. So units for the power is a watt. In daily life we use the horsepowers, right? In different sectors we are using different units. Kilowatt hour in the electricity, measurement of electricity, daily household consumption of electricity, and motors we are using HP, horsepower, right? So dimensional formula for this power is P equals to W by T. So W equals to M L square T inverse square by T. So T goes up, so M L square T inverse cube is a dimensional formula for the power. Next concept we have is a energy. What is energy? Alright, so this person is very high energetic, he has a lot of energy, his looks are energetic from morning to evening. We are all we had conversations like this in our class or in our relatives, right? That person is more energetic, he is having the lot of energy, right? Like this. So the energy is nothing but a body, how much work it can do. So ability or capacity to do the work by the body is called as a energy. This energy is measured in terms of work done. Whatever the work done by the system or by the machinery or by any body or any machine is equals to loss of its energy. So for example, you have come to, you entered your class by 9:30, right? You have taken your tiffin or breakfast at by 9 a.m. Your looks energetic, you are all looks energetic. As time goes on, like lessons are going on, and lectures are going on, then at the lunchtime your energy will looks very little bit less, right? Some of the students looks energetic, some of the students looks very dull, right? This is due to the loss of energy. So you are doing work which is equals to the consumed energy by the system. The capacity to do the work is called as a energy. It energy is denoted the total amount of work done by the body. As the energy in terms of work done, the units and dimensional formulas for the energy is also same as that of work. So dimension unit joule in a SI system, in CGS system it is erg, and dimensional formula is m L square T inverse square is the dimensional formula, and energy is also a scalar quantity. Work, power, energy, three also scalar quantities. Here we have different types of energies. For example, solar energy, heat energy, light energy, sound energy, thermal energy, geothermal energy, biofuel energy, tidal energy, wind energy. We have different types of energies, but in our syllabus we will concentrate on the mechanical energy. The mechanical energy is a energy. We have the mechanical energies, two types of mechanical energy. The mechanical energy is energy by the acquired by the bodies due to its mechanical state or position or situations, right? So here we have the energies. The mechanical energy is divided into two types. One is the potential energy, another one is the kinetic energy. So first one is the potential energy. What is the potential energy? Potential, it has something within the body, right? Means due to its state and due to its position. For example, a body is on the ground and it is lifted to certain height, right? This is the height it is lifted. If the body, the weight of 1 kg iron ball is on your foot, nothing will happen to your foot. If you lift up to your knees, then it will not affect. Lift it for 1 meter height, it will not affect. Lift it for up to your shoulders and simply release the iron ball of same mass on your foot. What happens? Something will happen. That is due to this body is acquired the energy due to its height, right? So stretch a rubber band. Simply play with the rubber band, put it in your teeth and pull it, right? Some effect will be there. If you release it, some effect will be different, right? So initially it is on your cheek or it is your finger, nothing will happen. When you stretch it and release it, something is happening. So that is due to the stretched position of the spring. And compress a spring and release it. Then put a small thermocol ball of weightless thermocol ball, it pushes the ball. That is due to the stretched condition of the spring. These are all the examples, right? And water stored in a dam or stored in a overhead tank, right? Here in all these conditions, the body is gaining some energy due to its position or state. That type of energy is called as a potential energy. The potential energy possessed by the body due to its state or position is called as a potential energy. For example, a stone is moved from the surface to the top of the tower. It gains some energy. If you release the stone, the a material which a body which is on surface damages. If the stone falls from the tower, then the bodies under the tower damages. And the energy in a stretched spring, energy stored in a wounded spring, energy possessed by the water, by stored in a dam or stored in a overhead tank. These are the examples for the potential energy. Here, if the object is lifted, the mass of the object is m, it is lifted to certain height h. H is the vertical distance displacement. It is taken, it is here its weight acting downward, that is equals to mg. So you are applying some force to lift the object, it is F. You are applying this force F to against the gravitational pulling force. It is against to the gravitational force. So here work is done against the gravitational force. So what is the work here? Work equals to W equals to Fs. What is the F here? Fa, which is equals to mg, and this S equals to displacement. So mg h is the work done in this case. This work done mgh, work equals to mgh. This work is in the energy which is possessed by the body is in the potential energy, in the form of potential energy. This body work is equals to potential energy, therefore potential energy equals to mgh. This is the equation for the potential energy. The potential energy is energy acquired by the body due to its position or state is called as a potential energy. Potential energy equals to mgh, mass, gravitational acceleration and height. Potential energy totally depends only on the height. If height increases, potential energy increases. Height decreases, potential energy decreases, because m is a constant, g is also constant. Both are the constant. So potential energy solely depends only on height. If height increases, potential energy increases. Height decreases, potential energy also decreases. Next type of energy is a kinetic energy. Here the potential energy is due to the position or state, and kinetic energy is due to the motion. If object is moving, the stored water in a dam is released, then it moves with very high energies. The energies before opening the dam doors, the energy stored in the form of potential. When it is released, it converts into kinetic energy, right? So the kinetic energy is due to the motion. The energy passes by the body due to its motion is called as a kinetic energy. The kinetic energy examples are, this kinetic energy examples are moving vehicle, moving air, moving car, flowing water, bullet fired from a gun. All this comes under the which is moving, which has some motion, that all the body is having some kinetic energy, less or more, but it has kinetic energy. For example, if you put a bullet in your pocket, nothing will happen, but the same bullet fired from a gun damages whole body, right? It damages any body. That is the energy acquired by the motion of the body. A parked car is there in front of your home, just you go and touch the car, nothing will happen, but the car is moving. If the car is in motion, it touches you or you touches the car, then what happens? Imagine, that is the energy acquired by the moving body, or energy possessed by the body due to its motion is called as a kinetic energy. So kinetic energy derivation is also important for our examination point of view. So consider a body of mass m. Consider a body of mass m. The body of mass m is moving with initial velocity v. The initial velocity is v. A constant force is applied to stop this object. So due to this force, it comes to rest position. The body comes to rest position and its final velocity becomes 0. Here u is the initial velocity is taken as u and final velocity becomes 0. Therefore, applying what is the acceleration here? We can extract this acceleration from v square minus u square equals to 2as. V is the final velocity, u is the initial velocity, a is the acceleration and s is the displacement. The body displaced from this point to this point, so this is the displacement. The force is done against it and initial velocity is taken as v and final velocity is taken as 0. Therefore, applying this formula, putting all the values, v square minus u square. What is v? Final velocity is 0. Initial velocity is v square equals to 2as. So a equals to minus v square equals to 2as. So a equals to minus v square by 2as. 2s is a acceleration to stop the body. But according to this is the acceleration of the body. According to the Newton's formula, the force equals to ma. So F equals to m into a. What is a? Minus v square by 2s is a. So this is the force which is due to this force the object is moving. We are applying some external force F to stop the object. That force is F equals to minus mv square by 2s. Minus gives the reverse direction which is used to stop the object. But according to the Newton's third law, the action is equals to reaction, right? So here the force is F equals to force is minus mv square by F equals to minus mv square by 2s. The same force is used to move the object, that is F equals to mv square by 2s. This is due to this force the object is moving forward. This is the opposing force we applied to stop the object. So due to some force F, the object is moving certain distance, so work is done in that particular case. So work equals to F dot s. What is the F here? mv square by 2s is a F force and displacement is s. So s gets cancelled. So W equals to mv square by 2. So the work is done by the body because of its kinetic energy, because of the motion. Due to the motion, the body gains kinetic energy. So this work is done by the body due to its kinetic energy. So work is in the form of kinetic energy. Therefore, kinetic energy is written as mv square by 2, or simply kinetic energy equals to 1/2 mv square. This is the formula for the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy equals to half mv square. Here the kinetic energy solely depends on the velocity. If velocity increases, kinetic energy increases. Velocity decreases, kinetic energy decreases, because m is a constant, half is a number. So potential energy is equals to mgh, kinetic energy equals to half mv square. Potential energy depends on height, kinetic energy depends on velocity, right? So the kinetic energy equation and potential energy equation with definition with examples are important for the examination point of view. Next concept is work energy theorem. Work energy theorem. Work energy theorem. Here, energy is consumed. Whatever the consumed energy of a body is equals to the work done by the body, right? The amount of work done by the body is equals to change in its kinetic energy. So work done of the body is equals to W equals to final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. This is the work energy theorem. Work energy theorem is defined as the work done by the resultant force acting on a body is equals to the change in kinetic energy of the body. Here, to derive this equation, to prove this work which is equals to the work which is equals to the kinetic energy, consider a body of mass m is moving with a certain initial velocity. The body is moving with a certain initial velocity u. Its initial velocity is taken as u. Body is moving, the mass of the m and initial velocity is u at constant force. After some time it increases its velocity. Due to the constant force, we are applying some force. After time t, it increases its velocity from u to v. Under the action of force, the body moves the distance, it covers some distance s, right? So it covered some distance, s distance it covered, and its velocity changes. So here we have u and v, both the velocity. So acceleration of the body is given by net velocity by time, right? Distance traveled after some time is equals to velocity here, average velocity v plus u by 2 into time. Distance equals to velocity into time. So acceleration is the net velocity per time, and displacement is equals to velocity into time. So work is done here, that is F dot S. But what is F? A equals to V minus U by T. S equals to average velocity V plus U by 2 into time T. Work equals to Fs, but F equals to MAS. So we have mass m, mass of the body, E is acceleration, S is the displacement. We have all these MAS. So substitute this all in W. W equals to M. A is V minus U by T. S equals to into V plus U by 2 into S. Sorry, 2 into T. T cancel. Here T gets cancelled. So W equals to M into V minus U V plus U by 2, right? So W equals to M by 2 V square minus U square, V minus U plus V into V plus U. Here W equals to M by 2 V minus U into V plus U. So this is in the A minus B into A plus B. So you can write this as W equals to M into V square minus U square by 2. So W equals to half M V square minus half M U square. So W work is equals to final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. So in this way we can prove that work is equals to the change in the kinetic energy of the body. Right? And finally in this section the kinetic energy is equals to half mv square. Kinetic energy equals to half mv square. You multiply and divide with m, with mass, then kinetic energy becomes m square 1 by 2 m square v square by m square v square by m. But m into v equals to p, but m into v equals to p, mass into velocity equals to momentum. Therefore kinetic energy equals to half m square v square by m. Now so mv can be replaced with p, so p square by m. So simply half kinetic energy written as p square by 2m. Kinetic energy equals to p square by 2m. This is the relation between kinetic energy and momentum p. So when the two bodies have the same kinetic energy, from this equation we can conclude that when two bodies having the same kinetic energy, the heavier body will have greater momentum. More momentum will be for the heavier body if the body's kinetic energies are same. If the two bodies have same momentum, then a lighter body will have greater kinetic energy. This is the relationship between the kinetic energy and the momentum. In this section, in this class, we studied about the work, little bit about power and energy. Energy types, mechanical energy types. One is potential, another one is a kinetic, and the derivation for the potential energy and kinetic energy, and the relation between the work and energy given by the work energy theorem. I hope you all got the concept of work, energy and energy expressions or derivation for the potential energy and kinetic energy and work energy theorem. In next class we will discuss about the energy conservation. What is conservation? How it moves from potential to kinetic, kinetic to potential. Right? Hope you understand the concepts well. Thank you.